Hello, world. I am bringing you a new, exciting program that just released a couple days ago. It is called Agent GPT, and it's wonderful because you can basically use it right out of the browser. You don't have to download and install Python scripts and do a whole bunch of the mess that I had to do to get Auto-GPT to run. And I don't know, but I believe that this is running Auto-GPT. It's just sort of a skin that it put around it so you didn't have to go through that big pain of installation. And if you know, or if you're more familiar with what this is running, please feel free to comment. I haven't been able to find out too much about it because it was just released. So, yeah, I'd be happy to learn. Anyways, what Agent GPT and Auto GPT do, for that matter, is they. Hello, it's post production here. And I, in this part, would go on to bumble on trying to explain what Auto GPT does. But I will just go ahead and save you that and read you this article, which sums it up pretty well, I think, in a very short few sentences. All right, so Auto-GPT, and Auto-GPT is pretty much the same thing as um, Agent GPT. It just has a much better UI. So it's an open source app created by Torin Bruce Richards, uses OpenAI's large language model, GPT-4, to automate the execution of multi-step projects that would have required back and forth prompting if you worked directly with GPT-4. So, in other words, it chains together LLM, large language model, thoughts to autonomously achieve whatever goal you set. AutoGPT was just released last week, so it's early days. And yeah, so that's the best description I've heard so far, or at least the most succinct. So, all right, that's it. On with our program. So that is very cool, and this is basically the next step of GPT, and just really unlocking a whole bunch of capabilities. And this is also connected to the internet. So if you haven't, go watch the video on AutoGPT that I created a couple days ago, and that will explain it further. But you should be somewhat familiar with AutoGPT, and this is basically an iteration of AutoGPT. So the problem that some of you may have is that you will need an API key from OpenAI. So it's a paid OpenAI account, not the free tier. And you'll need to input that into the key to get this thing to work. I am, not going to put my key on the internet, so I already have it open. What my experience that I've had with this so far, I have basically I've been using it for just a little bit, and I have been getting this error that it's been running for too long, and it basically just stops itself. But this is the agent GPT reworked reworkd.ai is the website that you want to go to, and this is what you'll be greeted with. Basically, once you put in your API, you'll basically have create an agent by adding a name and giving it a goal, and deploy it, and it'll basically put what I put for this example is I just named it Bill. Find the most popular restaurant in Atlanta, Georgia. And what it did was it's going on its goal, it's thinking, and then it creates a task list. First task is scrape online reviews of restaurants in Atlanta. And then it added a task, analyze the scrape data to determine restaurants with the highest amount of positive reviews. Then it added another task, cross-reference the identified restaurants with popular food blogs and social media accounts to confirm their popularity within local community. So it creates these 3 tasks that it's going to send and do in order. One GPT is going to get all the reviews from Atlanta, and then one will analyze the scraped data, and then one will cross-reference that with food blogs and social media accounts. And then it just goes and does it. It is scraping the data, and it's undoubtedly bacchanalia. But you'll see, all right, it confirms the popularity within the local community. And then it's, executing the other task that is analyzing and, that with reviews. And then it adds another task, search food and restaurant blogs in Atlanta to gather information. And then it scrapes social media and for that name, and then analyze their sentiment. So it does a lot of searching the internet and analyzing it and cross-referencing it. And then it just sort of goes into this loop. It really wants to make sure that Bacchanalia is the best or the number 1 popular restaurant in Atlanta. And then it can confirm that it is indeed one of the most popular restaurants in Atlanta. And then, it uses sort of, this is it, saying why it thinks that. It's 17,000 followers and regularly showcases mouth-watering dishes that attract a lot of engagement and positive feedback from the local community. Then it says it's one of the most popular. And then it continues to just go forward and continue to look and really try to make sure. And then add a task, it just says Bacchanalia. It does this over and over and over again. And it sort of gets stuck in this loop. And then it, confirms again, the most popular restaurant. And then it continues to go and just gets stuck analyzing the demographics. It wants to determine that it sort of gets confused. Overall, while Bacchanalia is certainly a popular choice among foodies in Atlanta, it's not necessarily the only restaurant that can claim that title. It's important to consider personal preferences and individual tastes when deciding on the best spot for a delicious meal in this vibrant city. It says it completed the task and it responded or added the response as a string. And then conduct a more detailed analysis of it and determine if there are any significant differences in the types of customers that frequent each establishment. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. And then it adds all these other popular restaurants, and then it starts researching them. And the thing is, it's just trying to be too precise. And I'm not sure how long this one lasted for, but it ended up just saying, it wants to collect data on the wait times, reservations, restaurant menu and pricing strategies. So it just sort of, it goes a little far. And I was trying with this goal not to be something vague. I thought that most popular restaurant in Atlanta, Georgia would, give me, it would just come out with the most visited or something like that. I thought that could be found online somewhat easily, but I guess not. What's cool, they just added this last night or yesterday. This is a little current tasks bar. It's sometimes easier to read than this. And collect and analyze customer satisfaction. And then collect data, conduct a survey. And then it wants to conduct a survey poll targeting locals. I don't know that it can do that. And that's one of the other problems that I've had with these automated GPTs is that it keeps trying to do something that its agents can't do. So what they refer to as agent is the little GPT that this thing is talking to. So there's basically one AI that's controlling a bunch of other AIs. And the other AIs can't do certain tasks, and the manager just wants them to continue doing it. So, once they figure that out and get it to stop this 25 loops sort of thing, then right now it's just, it's a little half-baked. I've seen somebody that's been trying to fix this already, and it's that, whatever this is. But it would require you going into Python and installing it that way. Now this is Auto-GPT, and this is the sort of stuff I was getting from it. It's a bit harder to read. Now this is open in terminal. You can also open it in Python, but it is really hard to read in Python. But this one actually gives you, the Auto-GPT gives you, it sort of breaks it down into different parts. So like this one, let me see. I think I was trying to see what's the most popular item for sale on Etsy. And so it'll bring back system, and this is just sort of just system, feedback sort of things. And then this is the schemer thoughts. That's the name I gave it. It says, let's try a different search and see if we can find a list of platforms that accept AI generated art. Once we have a list, we can start browsing each site and evaluating the potential for generating income. It might also be helpful to check out community forums and reviews for each platform to get a better idea of which ones have the most active and engaged user base. See, it really comes up with some good ideas. And the reasoning is trying a different search query may lead us to new resources to find trade or online platforms that accept AI generated art. So this is actually, I had it looking for where's the best place to sell AI generated art. But anyways, it gives you some more detail about what it is doing. However, the agentGPT sort of breaks it down into more, it's easier to read, but it just doesn't give you that other things. Now, I just out of curiosity went into GPT-4 and just asked it what was the most popular restaurant in Atlanta, Georgia. And it just, pretty much spit out in just a few seconds this list of the top 9, as of September 2021. And I thought it was sort of interesting if you went in here and looked at where it starts saying these are the most popular restaurants, when it starts getting a little bit unsure that Bacchanalia is really the best. It just lists all of the restaurants that are in this list. So it basically gave me a quick response that did pretty much as well. These had to run for probably hours before it came to no conclusion whatsoever. It just basically had a error. So that is so far what's going on with the loops and the automated GPT in general. I can't wait for them to fix this, because this is really powerful. You see these are all the same, that Optimist, Miller Union, all that stuff. Bacchanalia is in there. Once they get this Auto-GPT thing working, this is going to be extremely powerful. This is the next level of AI for GPT. This will definitely change a lot of things. So stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe, because I'm going to stay on top of this stuff and let you guys, get an idea of what's going on, sort of break it down for you. It's basically all I spend my time doing is just keeping up with all the AI stuff that's going on. So thank you much. I look forward to talking to you guys again. Thanks.